So next is the parabola. So a parabola is the set of all points in the plane that are equidistant from a fixed point called the focus and fixed line called the directrix. A parabola has one focus point, unlike ellipse and hyperbola which have 2 points. First part of the parabola is the axis of symmetry. So this line is perpendicular to our directrix. Then our directrix parabola is said to be symmetric with respect to the line of directrix. Next is the latus rectum and the vertex. So these two, the endpoints of the latus rectum and the vertex is used to sketching the parabola. Also, the latus rectum is kung paano yun ka-wide ang ating parabola. Ito yung basihan ng gaano ka-wide. And then the vertex is the point where the curve changes direction, where our parabola changes direction. So here are the characteristics of parabolas with the vertex at 0, 0 are summarized below. So you can see that we have two equations for the parabola. So parabola with horizontal axis of symmetry is equals given to us by y squared is equals to 4px, and then when the parabola with a vertical axis of symmetry is x squared is equals to 4py. And then the focus naka-indicate na dyan, and then the opening of parabola. So if the p we need if your p is less than 0, the parabola opens to the left. Then if your p is less than 0, then the parabola opens to the right. This is for horizontal axis of symmetry. And then for the parabola with vertical axis of symmetry, if p is less than 0, then the parabola opens to the downward. And then if p is greater than 0, then parabola opens upward. Latus rectum, axis of symmetry, and the directrix. So for the parabola with vertex at HK, the following characteristics can be derived. So same with the vertex at 0, 0, the parabola with the vertex at HK also have two equations. So for the parabola with horizontal axis of symmetry, quantity of y minus k squared minus 4p, quantity of x minus h is this equation. And then for the parabola with vertical axis of symmetry, quantity of x minus h squared is equal to 4p, quantity of y minus k. So the formula for the focus, opening of parabola, latus rectum, axis of symmetry, and directrix is given. So now let's have example. So graph the equation of y squared is equals to 8x, given that the vertex at 0, 0. So to graph the equation of the parabola is we need to find the values of this, the p, the opening, kung saan mag-open yung ating parabola, whether it's horizontal, vertical, from left to right, or upward or downward. Next is the focus, the latus rectum, axis of symmetry, and our directrix. So if we have all of these values here, then we can graph now the parabola. So let's find. The given equation is y squared is equals to 8x. So diba, we have the horizontal and we have two equations, the horizontal and for the vertical. So our horizontal is y squared is equals to 4px, and then for the vertical, we have x squared is equals to 4py. So since this is y squared, so may hint na tayo that our parabola is horizontal. So the equation for the horizontal axis of symmetry is y squared is equals to 4px. Right? So now we need to solve for p. So this is our p is equals to, it is 8. So our p is equals to 8 divided 4 equals to 2. So our p now is 2. So let's write here our p is equals to 2. Next is hanapin natin kung asan siya mag-open. So since our parabola is horizontal, so we have to locate if it is left or right. So, diba, nasabi natin kanina na if the P is less than 0, then the parabola opens to the left. Then if P is more than 0, is the parabola opens to the right. So, since P is 2, so this is more than 0, so our parabola opens to the right. So, our parabola opens to the right. Right. Next is the focus. So, our focus, the formula for our focus is P. Quantity of the focus is quantity of P and 0. 0 siya since the parabola for this, the vertex for this example is at 0, 0. Diba? Given natin ating vertex is at 0, 0. So, this is why this is 0. So the focus is 0, diba? We need to find the points for our focus. So our P is 2. So our focus now is 2 and 0. Right? So let's write here. Our focus is 2 and 0. Next is the latus rectum. So the formula for our latus rectum or LR is given by the endpoints. The endpoints for our latus rectum is P, quantity of P, plus positive, negative 2P. So for our first endpoint is P is equal to 2 plus 2 plus 4P. 4P is 2. So our first endpoint is 2 times 2 is 4. This is our first endpoint, our first LR, 1. Next is the negative. So we have 2, negative 2. So our next endpoint is 2, negative 2 times 2 equals negative 4. So this is our LR2. That's right. So our first LR is positive 2, positive 4, and 2, negative 4, right? Right. Next is our axis of symmetry. So our axis of symmetry is y is equals to k, right? So since our vertex is at 0, 0, so our y now, or k now is 0. Then the right directrix, so the formula of right directrix is x is equals to negative p. So x is, ano yung p natin? It is 2, so it is negative 2. So now, na may mga values na tayo here, so now we can graph our parabola. For P, let's locate on our first is our vertex, diba? 0, 0. So, andito yung ating center or vertex. Center. Next is our focus. 2 and 0. So, this is our focus. 2 and 0. So, this is our focus. Okay. Next is our endpoints of our latus rectum. So first is 2 and 4 here. Next is 2, negative 4. This is our negative 4, 2. Then ito yung isa endpoint ito. LR1. Let's select it as LR2. Next is the axis of symmetry. So y is equals to 0. Next is the directrix. So, the directrix is negative 2. So, dito yung directrix natin. Okay, 2. Directrix. Okay, focus is here naman. So, parabola. Let's graph the parabola. This is not the graph of our parabola given the equation y squared is equals to 8x.